It's your boy Jay back with another react to another reaction video. Whatever's on the noggin, where we sit here and talk about whatever's on the noggin. I like it if you could subscribe to my channel, hit that like button below. You see that bell icon in the corner, hit it so you can be notified when my videos drop. And as always, giving credit to the content creator of these videos. Let's get into this.
Like 25 to 30% of men are actually married. So going back to what Anton was talking about before, if you want to solve for the majority, the women need to have a conversation about which women are allowing the men to reproduce with them, and it's the men that they raise. The men that they
you are wasting your breath. You're not gonna talk no sense.
I do agree with that, Victor, but yeah, I think that is.
Was I just talking?
Sorry, Anton. Excuse me.
No, you go. You got it. Go ahead.
Well,
you've been making a lot of sense over the last 40 minutes. Go ahead.
So what's the solution between, like, what's the collective solution that women have to come to terms with and agree about first, that deals with the men that they choose that fit into this demographic? Because you can't blame the men that you're not attracted to. You can't blame the men that you don't have sex with. You can't blame the men that you didn't marry, or the men that you can't attract or don't want you, right? So which men are the issue? That's the problem. And where do they come from, and who's raising them, and who's giving them their education on sexual discipline, like what Izzy was talking about before. That is the source. That's the first conversation. You got to do a process of elimination and get the people out of it that's not reproducing the issue.
And you're trying to talk some sense into people that don't give a fuck, bro.
That's also true.
If 100% of women said no,
these women are creatures of habit. All they know is dick. That's it.
I don't know what he's talking about, but what I'll say is you should marry before you marry.
She knew what he's talking about. Like he said, most of these women, not all, but the majority of them, that's all they want is dick. And the ones that don't want it won't speak up on it. So here we put y'all all in that boat. Even the ones that's not like that, because y'all not advocating or speaking up on it, just like the males are, or calling it out rather. So we put y'all in that same effing boat.
Complicated.
You can marry before you care. That's a solution.
Y'all trying to make this more complicated than it really is. The fact of the matter is they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. It just is what it is. You can talk up, but let them eat themselves. Y'all keep trying to convince them, hey, process of elimination, E equal MC squared. The slope is right. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't got no rules when it comes to the men that they want to fuck.
There are a lot of women that are taking
no rules. There are no rules for the men that they like.
Victor, the question you asked me the question.
And all of this shit.
But what about the men that have multiple baby mamas and then pick one woman to marry?
The only standards are for men that they settle for. That's it. The ones that they feel like they're privileged to give it to. It's the ones that they yearn for it from, and it's the ones that they feel like they're good enough to give it to. That's it, bro. That's the real equation. It's not a complicated mathematical equation. The real equation is the reason why there's a minority of men getting a majority of women pregnant. The reason why they don't require for them to wear rubber is because those guys, they blow the standards out the water. There are no more standards. It just is what it is. They can't wait to get pregnant. They can't wait to have a real one's baby. That's it.
Well, in the Black community, I will say this. I've been hearing this conversation since I was in middle school, that women, especially in the Black community, I don't know about any other community, will have a man's baby, especially if he already has baby mamas and stuff, will do so because he's tall, he has good genetics, high facial symmetry, and you know,
I don't even know what symmetry means.
And wear down. Sometimes
y'all don't even know what symmetry means.
I'm just giving you what I.
The last woman that I asked that was trying to talk symmetry, she was trying to copy off my motherfucking paper in class. Y'all don't even take math. Like, y'all don't know. It ain't that complicated. It ain't that complicated. Y'all busting it down for a real one. You busting it down for money. You busting it down for clout. You busting it down because you just like to bust it down.
It's desperation too.
So, fellas,
in the conversation of financials, it says that married couples make $130,000 a year on average.
We got to get back.
So if you get married,
We got to get back to the core,
support a child
of separating the haves and the have-nots. All right.
If you live within your means as a married couple, you should be able
to make sure that we separate the haves and the have-nots. There was a time where we understood that that woman is a hoe over there and that woman is a wife over there. All right. So fuck they little equations, fuck the whatever it is that they talking about. You just gonna have to be able to have dick discipline with the right type of women.
I agree.
Or with the wrong type of women, and then be able to do what you're gonna have to do.
What does dick discipline look like, Anton? I don't think I've actually ever heard anyone expand on what the benefits and what the action of having dick discipline looks like, and how that aids in us not having these issues, especially within the Black community with a bunch of single mothers. Like, what does the dick discipline do?
So, for example, I think that too many guys are dealing with dusty bitches. So, for example, the fact that we even date down is a problem. That means that we dealing with low IQ women that don't have as much to lose. We dealing with low IQ women that don't have as much to lose as us. But because, you know, there's so much access when you get to a certain level in life, then a lot of times they allow that to cloud their judgment instead of making an informed decision. And now we in a space to where a lot of times we kind of confusing a chick that's bad and not being able to say, yeah, she bad, but she for all of us, versus a chick that is a good mother. You know what I'm saying? So having big discipline, number one, is first not dealing with low level chicks. All right. Just because you can have them don't mean that they should even be around us. And I ain't even talking about the sex part yet. It's certain women that should not even be in your sphere. They lower your value. They make you look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's a cop-out for men to say, you know what, I know she's easy. I know she won't hold me to a standard. Like, they have an option over here, a woman, you know, that has her life together, has things in order, is goal-oriented, but doesn't have any attraction to her, and it sees a woman.
We don't care about your goals.
Well, you know what I mean. A wife material. Let me just put it this way: wife material. Okay.
Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't know. Listen.
A bad bitch.
You're asking a question. You're asking a question that's not even relevant because
I think
most of y'all don't
already deem as low value.
Most women today don't qualify for a wife. They don't qualify to be a wife.
I've heard you say that.
The problem with the industry today is that we are stuffing square pegs and round holes. We are promoting marriage, but we're not promoting the foundation of what make you a wife in the first place. And that's the problem. We keep saying just get married and marry before you carry, but we didn't set. It's too many households that's being raised, and women don't even know how to carry themselves as wives.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. We're looking at low-level women. We're marrying low-level women when we do get married because we wind up settling for women that don't qualify for where we going. They don't even deserve to be in our presence a lot of times, but we settle for them because a lot of times it's a lot of reasons. Society tell us that's what we supposed to do. We just supposed to rock with them, so on and so forth. But a lot of these women, honestly, they don't qualify to be with the type of man that they say that they want to be with.
I gotta
say,
and
then others women are advertising themselves on social media.
Sorry, let me just say this real quick. I just want to bring this back to the question about financial struggling people having kids. So this is like, I'm going to assume it's between two couples. So if you know that you don't have the resources, I strongly believe that the man and the woman or whoever it is should come together and have a discussion about family planning. And I think that that's a lot of things that people don't think about. They just, if you ask a lot of women or men, they always say that, oh, it wasn't planned. I didn't plan to have a kid at this age. So I think that it all boils down to family planning. If you know that you don't have the resources, and like someone said here about their grandma saying that there was nothing else to do. Well, in this day and age, and I feel like even in the US, you can get a job. If there's nothing else to do, you should get a job. If you want to have 3, 4, 5 jobs, just so that you can be busy and you can build up your money, you can build your money up, or you can get resources, you should be finding something to do. There is ways that you can go to school. There is so many things that you can use with your time than just having sex. So family planning definitely is something that people need to circle back to. Financial people just sitting at home, just waiting for handouts or whatever it is they're waiting for, and then being bored and humping and having all these babies because they're gonna get taxes and get money back. That's a crazy concept to me. So I feel like they should definitely start learning family planning. They should definitely be going to school. They should definitely be getting jobs. There's a lot of job opportunities in the US. And I feel like once people start getting jobs, start getting paid, have a bank account, save money, and everything else, you will be able to at least be financially stable to have, I mean, you can have 3, 4, 5 kids. You can have those kids with assistance from the government. You don't just have to get a handout from the government completely. You need assistance, yes, but you also need to have sufficient amount of funds to be able to raise those babies that you're having. So that's just my
But
answer.
the thing is, Izzy, you make a point, Izzy. But as soon as the woman thinks like, even though it's not usually logical, that she posts a picture on Instagram, busting it wide open, and then dudes just say, okay, no, I don't take her seriously no more, and then dudes just run in to get a piece of it, and all that stuff that they were talking about, all that logical stuff that they were trying for a few minutes is all out the window. Because a lot, like Anto said, a lot of people advertise. They might say all this stuff, but they advertise one night stands on social media.
They do.
So even though people
Y'all
are
just
thinking like
gotta
this, they
stop
advertise one night
these
stands.
low level chicks, bro. Like
This is why I talk
I think that 90%
Anton telling the truth.
of these women out here that y'all dealing with is low level.
They love it,
This is why I
Anton.
talk to
They
men.
love
This
it.
is
They love it. I hate
This-
to tell
this
you
is
this,
why-
but they love it. They won't leave them alone.
This is why I talk to men about this, right? I got a phrase that I tell men on my coaching calls. I tell them, I say, if you don't come from her or you don't come in her, then she can't do nothing but work for you or twerk for you. It literally ain't no in between. These women will make a baby with the wrong man before they make a sandwich for the right one. So
Facts.
you can't expect her to have the same level of accountability that you have to have as a man, because if you're relying on her to do what she's doing, then you have the accountability of a woman, because that means you're downplaying yourself, like Anton said, with lower grade women, and you're going to reproduce low level learners.
I think the problem, my opinion is that excuse me. The problem is, I think my opinion is these guys out here got to stop simping. And when these women hit rock bottom off of the decisions they make, they don't need no simp coming in and try to be no superhero saving them. I think that builds people character up when they go through things, and I always have handouts. And I think a lot of these women black women haven't really had the opportunity to go through anything without somebody coming to save them from themselves. So that's just my opinion on it.
You know what I'm saying? Because you come from the same
I
cloth.
see a lot more low-level men having kids with high-level women.
Because the low level men are raised by low level women.
True.
You
But how's
can't have
that
sex with
high-level
somebody
woman,
that's
though?
better than you.
How's that high level
Huh?
woman if she's busting it down for a dusty dude? How's that high level
What,
woman?
that's
What do
the
you
point.
mean by
All of
busting
these
it down? What does that mean?
All of,
Meaning,
like Flowers,
you
let me
could
say
be-
this.
you could-
Let me say
okay,
this,
go ahead,
Flowers.
go ahead,
Let
bro.
me say this. All of these men and women that we keep talking about that keep reproducing with each other are all raised the same way. They all come from the single parent structure. It's not the onus on the married couples. It's not the onus on the men that don't have children. The women can only blame the men that they had sex with. It's not every other man that's out there. If you're not attracted to the guy and you didn't make your baby with him, then you need to deal with the type of men that you attract, that you allow, and that you enable to keep reproducing with. That's
Exactly.
it. Because if men were running around here committing sexual assault and then impregnating women against their will, then this conversation would be way different. You know what I'm saying? But the type of men that keep getting discussed are the weakest men that are raised by the worst women. That's why if you look at the prison population as a sample size, those men come from the same type of home structure. The women that produce them have the same type of behavior, attitude, and a lack of respect for a male-led household. They don't even.
What age do
That's
these
true.
men grow up?
That's very
what
true.
Age do these men grow up? Like we are
They
tired.
don't.
We are bored of the single
They
women.
don't grow up.
They
That's
have
the
Age
point.
you
They have
grow
to,
up.
but that's not reality. That's the
So
point.
how do we hold them accountable, Victor, if you know that they are
They have to be held accountable.
You hold them
because
accountable.
you're
You
literally
hold them
55 years
accountable by
old
not reproducing
crying
with
about
them.
a child
You
who's
hold them
accountable.
accountable.
Like,
You
come on.
hold them accountable by not putting yourself
You hold them accountable. The guys, women, you hold the guys accountable by not having sex with them. They ask you for it. Keep your fucking legs closed.
in a vulnerable position to reproduce
and
with
not
them.
having sex with them.
I do agree with
Exactly.
You hold yourself accountable by growing up when you turn 18 and
You can't
actually
expect
learning and
people. You
becoming a
can't
better
expect
person.
people. You can't expect people that's poorly raised to correct themselves as fast as other people that's been raised with different culture. You can't.
I can
Their
definitely
culture
expect-
is
Are you
more
trying to
sexual
convince
discipline.
I
women?
definitely expect people to do
Bruh,
that.
bruh, you are
That's how
trying
you
to
hold yourself
convince
accountable.
women en masse that are waiting. Bruh, have y'all ever seen some of them shows where women are literally going to seek men that are in prison? What are
Damn.
y'all doing? Y'all trying to. Women are dumb. Honestly. Y'all are just straight up dumb. Y'all, I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to convince. Man, y'all acting like these dudes are ever going to have a shortage of box and a shortage of availability. It don't matter if you're just now getting out of prison. It don't matter. None of that matters, bro. Stop trying to convince them, slot them accordingly, and leave them to themselves. Let them suffer. The problem with
I
most
agree.
guys today is that the accountability conversation teaches you the nature of a woman and that they're always going to be deceitful at heart, right? So you manage them effectively. I don't even believe, and I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I don't believe that most women that even present themselves to be smart, that shows themselves to be awesome, that is phenomenal wives, I don't think that they that phenomenal. I think that they are just being trained by the men that they are with. They
I
deserve. They getting too much credit. Y'all giving these women too much credit. If you left her to herself, you left her to start in the mouth, you left her to start talking, she gonna show you exactly how modern she is and how much different she is without the man that she's with. It's that man that's really giving her the game, that's really controlling her, that's putting her in a position, and that
I
is
agree.
really presenting her to be a great woman. That's very much the truth for most relationships. The women
like
that you worship, that you say, oh, she a good woman. No, she got a good man that's really controlling her and putting her in her place. That's A. B, for the guys, this is the advice. Fuck what they talking about. What you gonna have to do is stop being a cleanup man. The
Exactly.
reason that they feel compelled to go out here, slut it out, live their life, have a moment where they can be freaky, then they come back and they say, you know what, I've changed. I got 3 kids and I want to be a better woman now. I'm raising my standards. Is because there's always somebody that's gonna pick up the pieces and
A
play
simp.
other man's save game.
Yep.
Stop playing other man's save game. Leave them be. That's not your kid. That's not your child. Stop trying to fix him. Leave that little nigga where he at.
I personally agree.
I agree.
About the men who are refining
Don't deal with
women.
low level
I think
women.
that's their job.
Plotting them in the same position. Leave them be for the streets. Stop trying to fix a household and be Captain Saberho. Let them be. Y'all doing too much.
Anton, I have a question.
Doing way too much.
Anton, I have a question. Do you
Oh,
also
fix the community, but she's a good girl. But no, she's a good one. Listen, I know she been fucked on by about 80 different dudes, but she really was a good girl. She just needed to be unbroken.
He only dealing with the men
Anton,
that
they
they
want
ain't.
you to explain low level. What does low level
Anton.
mean to you?
Anton, I have a quick question. Do you also think that the other side of the solution is for men to also stay on their purpose and not make women their god?
A
What?
woman should have never been your god in the first place.
Exactly.
So it's on. Yeah, okay.
That's what got you. That's what got you kicked out the garden. Is because you hearken to the voice of a woman.
That's right.
Can't no woman tell me nothing. They can give me some. They can give me some insight so I can
Exactly.
make a better decision. But can't no woman control.
No,
What
I'm talking about as far as like just only like just focusing on the woman as far
Point.
as like
Point blank.
lustful.
never focus on a woman. I don't even care if you get married. Even if you are married, you don't focus on a woman. You focus on your purpose.
That's right.
Your goal is to be guided by God, not a woman. I'm telling you, as a man that has been married for well over 2 decades, it'll be 21 years in roughly 9 days. Never make a woman your purpose. I'm going to beat that into y'all until y'all really understand it. Never worship women. She does not control you. She cannot tell you what to do. You are your
Exactly.
own person. You are your own man. Stop worshiping these women, bro. Stop it. Are doing too much.
Let them struggle.
Women don't even like men that
Women
worship
that
them.
play legs, so they
Women
not
don't like men
gonna-
like that. So
It's the
I
purposeless men and women that keep reproducing with each other.
That's
you-
what I
you
was trying to get at. Like, yeah, Victor, facts.
Yep.
Are they compatible? Wouldn't that make
No.
them compatible for each other? If you're low level and they're low level, you have no choice but to be with each other, because a low level woman can't be with a man who is not low, and a low level man can't be with a woman who isn't. So it's like you were meant to be with each other. You were meant to procreate. To
that's-
procreate the
Yeah,
thing
but in this
that.
case, I don't think a negative and negative makes a positive. In this case, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that's what happens.
Yeah.
It'll re-
Yeah.
that's why
And
you should be having
David,
kids.
you're absolutely right. Those people, they are a pool of options for themselves. Actually, that's the dating pool. The single parents, you take the single parents out of the dating pool, it goes back to normal. So the only people that they can attract are people that match equal level of self-esteem. You know,
Exactly.
You're your baby daddy and the baby mama.
they're doing low self-esteem breeding practices, and that is the case because even animals know how to reproduce. Even roaches know when to reproduce. They got mating seasons for certain animals. You know what I'm saying? So I call them sexually undisciplined. There's sexually disciplined people and sexually undisciplined people. The sexually undisciplined people
Let me
are
tell you
raised by
something,
women.
bro. Let me tell you something, bro. When you focus too much on a woman, even a woman that you're in a relationship with, she'll grow to resent you.
Yep.
She'll grow to resent you.
Exactly.
You have to not give a fuck, bro.
Yep,
And it
you have
doesn't
to.
mean that you don't do nice things. It doesn't mean that you don't take care of her. It doesn't mean that you don't show up and do stuff. But you have to detach yourself, bro.
Exactly.
You cannot. I cringe when I see y'all niggas beg for pussy. When y'all be complaining about being in a sexless marriage. So what? Fuck her. Show her loss. Her loss. Listen, the minute that you stop caring so much is the minute that she'll worship you. She'll worship you. I know that y'all think that you play it, so oh my God, I have to show her. Yeah, don't you realize that you going crazy over a woman that she'll bust it down for a dude that has nothing? If given the right opportunity and put in the right space,
It's true.
from a nigga that could just control her head, and you doing all of this shit, you think that you buying her flowers every single day you can't even sustain that shit, is gonna put her in a position to where she is so head over heels for you. She don't give a fuck about you. Y'all so dumb. I wish I could just wake guys up and give them a master class
That's the truth.
on how to be successfully married. Y'all worshiping these women, and they worshiping everybody else. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, you need to stop worrying about what she say. She gonna say communicate more effectively. Just don't just look at her dumb. Like, I got you.
Yep.
Turn her over, arch her back, and fix her. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
making
That's
her
right.
more.
You're never yours. It's only your turn.
stop giving her too much attention. You're gonna have to spread it out. You're gonna have to space it out. You're gonna have to give her some time to miss you. But you niggas that keep on working from home and she working from home, get the fuck out of there, bro.
Exactly.
Stop being so easily available. Stop answering on the first goddamn ring.
Yep.
Oh my God, she called. Put the goddamn phone down, bro.
Let that shit. Let it breathe.
You're busy. You're doing men shit. You're hooping. You're doing fun shit. You're going out, and you don't always have. Stop giving her your goddamn location every single day.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Totally. And that's to the simps, need to stop simping. Let these women, you know what I mean, when they make a bad decision, let them correct it. When guys make bad decisions, who's usually there to help us? We have to, pull up our own bootstraps and, figure it out and get our shit together. So I feel like a lot of these women, the reason why they is a redundant thing for them to make bad decisions, because they know simps gonna come through and save them. If we stop the simp epidemic, shit'll be all right. But the women, they know it's not gonna stop. A woman knows that if she make a bad decision, it's some simp, some dude out there that's gonna save her, and she gonna go right back to making bad decisions. And I think it's a cycle that we all need to stop, male and females. And I think we do need to have sex discipline and sex, not to just because you can smash something don't mean you should be able to do it. So that's just my opinion on it. But that's it for another video. Like I said, I like it if you could subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button below. You see that bell icon in the corner. Hit it so you can be notified when my videos drop. And as always, peace, love, safety. Jay is out.